Okay.
All right, take it away, Pat.
Okay. Good morning, Steve. My name is Pat, and we're doing our interview on Zoom today because of COVID still. Yeah. How are you doing? How do you start at the Salvation Army? How did you start at the Salvation Army, Steve?
So I have a wide-ranging background in terms of experience. So I've been here 2.5 years as the program services manager. Basically, I applied for the job and got it. My experiences are varied from some policing experiences way back as a police officer. Then I went into ministry, so I am an ordained pastor, and then did some restorative justice work. So I worked with offenders that came out of prison, did some intentional pastoral work. So I went into churches that were struggling and helped them with their issues. And then after that, I seemed to get into the homelessness supportive housing sector and was working there, and then ultimately was hired here.
Okay, sounds good. What are the supports that are available through your office?
So the Salvation Army Boost Center is an emergency shelter for men ages 18 and up. So we are typically a 20-bed facility, but because of COVID, one of our private rooms we are holding back as an isolation room if we need it. So right now we're only running 19.
And is that here in the Falls, or is that
St. Catharines? Yes.
Okay.
On Church Street.
Okay.
So we provide meals, 3 meals a day, 2 on the weekend. We provide shower facilities for our clients. And by and large, this is all for our clients, as opposed to community members just coming in. And obviously with COVID, there's a little bit more restriction. We have, we provide various supplies like clothing to our clients, toiletries, bedding, that kind of stuff for their beds.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have caseworkers, and their function is to help our clients with whatever need that they have. For example, if they don't have identification, they work to help them connect with people that can help them get that identification. They help them connect with Canadian Mental Health Association or CASON if they're dealing with addictions. So that is their role, is to basically help them with whatever they need help connecting with outside of our building.
All right.
And then finally, our last person that helps is our housing support worker. And her function is entirely helping our clients get housed.
Wow, that's great. Sounds really good. So the people you help, you just basically said it, that are people with problems such as addiction, homelessness, and any other people coming in, I guess.
Yeah, mental health issues. Yeah.
Okay. How do you support those who are, I guess you just explained most of these things, yeah, I guess what we want to really know is about mental illness and addictions and homelessness, because this is kind of like the area that we're kind of helping as well.
Right. So besides those staff, and we are classified as a housing-focused harm reduction, trauma-informed care shelter. So those are the 3 principles that are sort of the 3 pillars of how we function. We have various other agencies that assist us, that come into the building and assist us with our clients. So for example, through Reach, we have a counselor that is available to our clients 2 half days a week. We have also a clinic with a doctor that's here one day a week. We have, I'm just going to shut that down there. We have Kason who are here one afternoon a week, and they help with mental health issues, or sorry, with addiction issues.
Addictions.
We have Julie from the region who comes one morning a week to help with mental health issues. And we're going to be having another regional employee who helps with addictions coming another morning of the week. And we even have a Hep C clinic one morning of the week. So I'd like to see us as a hub for our clients of getting care here. And if we happen to have guys that are housed, we do not stop them from coming back to continue to have those services from outside agencies.
Yeah, it seems like there's quite a variety of help there.
We're trying.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see. What are the difficulties that people that are facing right now during COVID?
I think they're the same difficulties as everybody else faces. You know, we've actually there's been a lot of work done to try and get the homeless sector vaccinated and having their passports, right? Because it would be difficult. It's difficult for them to go into any place, or it has been up till now without that. So we've been working with the region and trying to get our guys vaccinated. I think everybody is COVID tired, and we're seeing some of that in some behavior issues that are happening. It's just been a long haul for everybody.
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah, and you know, it's tough when you can't see people regularly that you would normally see, and that. So
yeah, it seems like when you're already in a place, let's say, and you're alone, you know, it just seems to add to everything.
It does very much so.
Wow. Yeah, I know. There's been times, of course, I live on my own too, but yeah, sometimes I think about it, you know, I think about the loneliness and all that. Sometimes it's just the way you have your headset, you know, if you're always thinking about it, it's just going to keep bothering you. So
yeah.
So who do they contact now in your office there, or where you are?
Typically what can happen is they can either come by in person. Are you talking about in terms of getting a bed?
In getting support from where you are, where people can get the support.
Okay. So typically what happens, and it might change a little bit over the summertime with the weather being warmer, but tendency is our guys are staying longer, which means we have less beds available for anybody coming. But typically what would happen is a person would either call in and ask if there's a bed available, or they'd come to the door and say, hey, do you have any beds available? And if we do, and there's no restrictions, then they would be allowed to come in and access our services.
Now, the range of guys or men that you have within this area, what are the ranges?
In terms of age?
Of age.
We'll take anybody in 18 or above. So we have some that are seniors. We have a lot of middle-aged. We have some that are younger. Age is not a precursor for coming, other than you have to be older than 18.
And there was always the one factor, I think, that is kind of out there. You know, the basic income, of course. I just wanted to throw that one in because you never know what people think about that, you know, and I think it's necessary. What do you think?
When you talk about basic income, are you talking about Ontario Works,
No,
ODSP?
I'm actually talking about what the people on disability are waiting for. You know, like they wait for an increase, but they never seem to get it.
Well, that is above my pay scale, I'm afraid, like in terms of that. But what we do is, so we have people who don't get anything support-wise, right? They're not on Ontario Works, they're not on ODSP, they're not on pension. We get some of those in. We have people here on Ontario Works. We have people here who are on Ontario
ODSP.
Disability, and occasionally we have people here that are working that show up, but they can't afford any place. And so, but the bottom line is that our staff work. So if somebody's not on Ontario Works, they help them to get on to Ontario Works. If the ODSP would be more appropriate, they work with them and the agencies to get them on ODSP.
Well, that sounds really good. Yeah. Okay, so now we come to near the end. What do you do for fun, Steve?
What do I do for fun? I play like personally, what I do for fun, I play one video game and one video game only. And I've been playing it for about 8 years. I have a wonderful community all across North America, sometimes even stretching as far as Australia. And it's called World of Tanks, and I go home and I blow up tanks. It's my form of relaxation and joy, and it gets some of that competitiveness that I had when I was younger out of my system.
Right. Wow. That sounds fairly interesting. So now I guess, did you want to add anything else, Steve?
No, I think that's about it. We do the best we can within the challenges of the system. Yeah, it can be really challenging here at times. But I think that we show a lot of compassion and a lot of grace to our clients. And I have an incredible staff.
Oh, good.
That really do care about the clients and want the best, want them to be able to live their best life.
It does help too when you have a good staff that understands, you know, the problems and can have solutions and stuff. It's really good.
And we're constantly training as well, right? Because we want to be up on the latest things, and like even like trauma-informed care, right? That's something that's relatively new.
Yeah.
And so our staff is working toward getting trained in that, so that we understand, even though we may never have been homeless, the fact that being homeless is traumatic. You never ever know where your next meal's coming from. You may not know if you have a bed that night. You may never know about your own personal safety, right? Being out, and that impacts people's behavior. And so we're constantly being trained to be better at what we do.
To adjust, sort of thing. Yeah. Same with us over here, like at MPWR and CTP.